return to gardening. My lame lamping. I liked it. I really, really liked the first paragraph. It was very feely. I like the words weightier things. I don't think I would change it at all. You've got a good little collection, return, consumption. It's a cute little graphic. Second paragraph is good. There are a few word changes I would make in the third paragraph, and a word change I'd make in the fourth paragraph, and the biggest thing is when you get to your second to last paragraph, here's something we can do. We can improve compost in our garden. So I changed that quite a bit, and just said something like, here's a simple and easy thing that we can do to help revitalize. So you're telling us like I'm revitalizing the system.
So what we're doing is doing.
Yeah,
okay.
You'll see it. And you mentioned, and this will probably be disputed. Some people will probably really like this. I took out the whole thing that said some people that are good to look up. There's this person and that person and that person, that person. I don't give a crap. I'm liking your paper. I want to read your paper. I don't want to look up anybody else because I'm too lazy, right? So I'm not gonna look up these people. But that's all I got. Wes?
In your second paragraph, you start talking about natural systems. And I have no idea where you're going with this. Like, it's super abrupt going from here to here, and I'm like, what are you talking about? And then I finally kind of started to figure it out in the second sentence. I'm like, okay, I may want to be a little bit more clear there. Other than that, I really like how it helps me when your paragraphs are like kind of like this. I think a lot of them need a little bit more explanation. But it's a good outline. I like it.
Thank you.
Okay, so there's several things. I feel like on the last sentence of the first paragraph, you say last two sentences. You say or returning a good deed, and then you like we can be better at returning. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I get that, because that's like kind of a word you use throughout the essay. But I feel like it's kind of repetitive. I'm like, oh yeah, you just said that word again. So maybe use a synonym there.
I feel like it does explain the title though. It's returns in gardening.
Yeah, right. But
I immediately think of exactly what we're talking about, but I mean that's because I read a lot of books. But it gives an example of how it's a whole life thing. It's not just a gardening thing. So I like that. I do think you could probably rephrase it, but I like the examples of something outside of gardening that shows the same principle.
And then with second paragraph, I think this might just be a personal preference, but the last sentence in there, natural systems follow a pattern, something like this. You don't have to have that in there. Just have the picture, and I'm like, oh, that's what she just explained. You don't have to have that sentence.
Okay.
And skipping down, there's just some fixes I have with that. And then like Andrew was saying, you don't need the part about go look up these people and you can use Google, because we already know that. If we want to figure it out, we can figure it out ourselves. And then there's just some other little changes I put in there.
Okay. Sweet, thank you.
I thought it was really good overall. I kept track of what you're saying, and like they were saying, it was kind of repetitive with returns, but I liked having that because then that kept me focused on what you're talking about. I did reword a bunch in the second to last paragraph.
Perfect.
Can I see? Can I see how you did it? That's how I did it.
So in the third to last paragraph, you're talking about all the waste, and the last sentence says there's a lot of waste that could be a part of our return to natural systems. I feel like you could use stronger language. Like I personally feel really strongly about that. Like it's disgusting to me how much waste there is. Make us feel that.
Okay, so
that there's a problem. Yeah. And then the last sentence of the second to last paragraph says experiment and observe it, it will be worth it. Maybe cut out it'll be worth it, but tell us why, like prove it. Tell me why it'll be worth it.
I think they also had to cut out the people to look up. Yes, I would do that too, but why don't you quote them? Then you have their names in there, and then people who know that they can look it up can then go look it up.
That's true. You could just add.
because you can add to this.
Mm-hmm.
So find quotes from them or reference them or something instead of
Just telling me to look them up and.
because then you'll also support the evidence. You have a lot of percentages and facts and stuff in that third to last paragraph. Cite them. The fourth to last paragraph, the fourth paragraph, it's middle one.
Yes, uh-huh.
Sorry, I'm trying to remember what I was saying about it.
In many ways, we are withdrawing.
Yeah, so you're withdrawing. It feels the second sentence in there: concentrated animal feeding operations, chemical fertilizers, and much of modern farming all contribute to this depletion. Maybe extrapolate on that.
Mm-hmm.
Say that they're directly creating waste or
Mm-hmm.
something about it. Maybe mention instead of just how people in their kitchens can help with this. Want to give some examples of things they could do
Mm-hmm.
since you brought them up.
Mm-hmm.
This would be great if you had it in columns and some graphics.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some more graphics, because there's one, and it's nice. So graphics of waste.
And that last paragraph, you said there's strength in those cycles. There's change, but strength. Rephrase that. It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're trying to
Yeah.
say with that.
Also, you've got three or four stats in there. Put a little citation of what those stats
Yeah.
are.
Got that.
That's good. That's in that.
He's focusing on this video. Yeah, that's all I got.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like this one. This is very simple.
Yeah, she thinks she ruined my video, but she didn't.
I don't think I ruined it.